Welcome to another episode of Behind the Now. Today I get to chat with producer and talent manager, Vinny Fiorenza. Vinny recently produced his first full-length feature film, Love and Love Me Not, a unique love story that takes place on both coasts and is available on Amazon, Vudu, DirecTV, and more. Vinny is also a talent manager at Bohemia Group, representing talented multi-hyphenated artists. Listen in to learn about Vinny's unconventional, exciting journey in entertainment and lots of golden insight for both creatives and executives. Hi, Vinny. Thanks so much for joining me today. I'm so excited to talk with you. So thanks for doing this.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I'm really excited to have this conversation.
Yeah, me too. So, Vinny, you are a manager and producer. Walk me down your pathway of getting into entertainment to begin with. Like, how did you get into management? I know you work at Bohemia, which is amazing. And you've just produced a feature film, which is also amazing. Everyone should check it out. We'll talk more about it. But yeah, how did you get into it to start?
Cool. Thank you for both of those, but very unorthodox. I'll give you my short pitch that I always give to everyone about myself. I went out to LA November of 2019 from New York and went out there to work in hotels for whatever reason. Yeah, right?
That's amazing. Yeah, I didn't know that.
I was doing events in Manhattan, and from there I ended up applying to like 25 luxury hotels. I didn't really get any interviews and didn't really try as hard as I wanted, but ended up managing my friend as a music artist, got some other artists. Yeah. And we partnered with some major distribution companies. And from there, everything just snowballed into meeting the people at Bohemia, becoming a talent manager. In between all that, personally, I developed my own film and, got it produced, distributed the whole nine, and just trial by fire across the board. And everything was like a happy accident, just like fell into all this and
meant to be.
Fell in love with it.
That's really so cool. So you were in the hotel industry and that's what you were pursuing.
Well, it was kind of a transfer from events, but yeah, I mean, hospitality, that's the better word, hospitality.
Hospitality, yeah. I also knew, I was like, there's a word for this that's like not in my head right now. Okay. And then did you meet this friend that you started representing in LA, or it's a friend that
This is a buddy from home that just he lives in LA, but I was just convinced to do it. I was like, I didn't know. He was like, oh, you should be my music manager. I was like, not knowing what that is. I said, yeah, and learned a lot along the way.
Wow. So he was probably like just knowing you and your personality, he thought you would be a good manager and he obviously wasn't satisfied with whatever, just his career. He thought you could. That's so crazy.
Yeah. Added value to the team,
exactly. That's what I'm trying to say. Yeah. Very cool. Oh my gosh. Okay, so that was your first thing. And then so after that, did you work with more music clients, or, because I know you work with actors too. So how did...
I did. I worked with a couple people, got them introduced to a couple distribution companies too. They were signed with In-Grooves Universal. I worked with them for a bit. We released some music together under the same thing. There wasn't as much cash in it as quickly as I would have preferred. Mm-hmm. But we had a lot of fun, and it just led me down the path to actors. But the music stuff, I always have a soft spot for music, and I love that field. And I still speak with music artists all the time.
Yeah,
and try and help them. We have a music division at the company I work at, so there's definitely intermingling there as well.
Yeah. Oh, amazing. That's really cool. Sure. And so, and then organically your first job as a manager working at a company is Bohemia then?
Yeah.
Oh my God, so cool.
Yeah.
And you just met them organically and started working.
I met them through I met them through my music connections and just went with God. Me and the CEO had a cigar together, and next thing, Susan Ferris, and next thing you know, her and I hit it off, and kind of never left. And that was back in April of 2021.
Okay. Oh, this is so cool.
Yeah.
I love that. And I love how you just said went with God, right? Because that's
Yeah, there
so
we
like,
go.
that's what we all have to do. We all have to just like follow those things that come,
Be in
So
the now.
cool. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Okay, amazing. So, shifting a little bit. So, on your film, how did you come up with, yeah, like from start to finish? I know you're a producer on it, but how did you, I don't know, like how did that come about? Because I know that's such a process. It's not easy.
Yeah, I worked with someone I went to college with. We developed a short film like early 2019, and I didn't know what that really meant. I pretty much just helped him fundraise for it.
Okay.
But then later on, over a year later, after it was very successful in the film festival route, he decided he wanted to make a feature. He had a few scripts written, and he asked me to help with the cheapest one he thought it would, take to develop.
Yeah.
Not knowing what any of that meant, he asked me to be the producer, or a producer, I should say. I said, yeah, sure, let's go for it. It was during the pandemic. There wasn't a whole lot going on, and I fortunately had enough free time and was ready to put all my energy into this. And yeah, it was a lot of fun. I asked him how much would it cost to become the executive producer? Like, how much would I need to raise? He said, oh, let's call it 30 grand or something. Let's just say we raised a lot more than that to get to this point. But yeah, I mean, it's been a long journey with that. Like, we started back, it was a baby concept in August of 2020. Our first day of shooting was October 3rd of 2020. And to be honest, we got very lucky just across the board that everyone's a first time producer, director, lead,
so cool.
and our DP. It was her first feature as well, and it looks fantastic, and we're proud of what we did.
It does. It's amazing. So, originally he said, I want to produce one of these features I've written. And he had several feature scripts written, and you read each of those scripts and was like, this is probably the cheapest to make. That's like how that was like
decided together, because to be honest, my background was so limited. In all the world, it was.
Yeah, no, it's hard. I wouldn't necessarily. It's amazing. It's so cool. Okay, so talk a little bit about the film. I know it's called Love Me Not, correct?
Close enough. Love and Love Not.
Love and Love Not. Sorry, but I watched it. It looks like really, really good. It's like definitely my type of film.
Cool.
But talk a little bit about it. Like, so once you were a producer on it, what's it about? And what did you do from there? So you fundraised, and then how did you cast it? How did it all come together?
Cool, totally. The film's about our lead, Nikki, who's a New Yorker living in LA, and he's in the hookup scene, and making a lot of mistakes, kind of like being a womanizer. And when he goes back to the holidays for Christmas, an old fling takes his heart and kind of plays with it, and he learns about a lot about himself in the process, and ends up finding out more about himself and his past, and learning from there. You might laugh, you might cry, you'll enjoy it. And
I love that. I love those types. Like,
it's a fun character. Too. It's a fun character study. The character Nikki, played by Francesco D'Onofrio, kind of takes the lead of the film, and it's fun. Yeah,
for sure. And also he goes. He's in LA, but when you say he goes back home, he goes to New York, right? For the holidays. Yeah. Oh, so cool.
Yeah. And also, sorry, my bad. The writer director is also a New Yorker living in Los Angeles.
Okay. And the actor too, or no?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. You guys are all the whole crew. That's so cool. Yeah. Very nice. So there was probably some, just naturally there's like this deeper understanding of both locations, and like having gone from New York to LA,
No, definitely. It was a lot of fun. We were fortunate enough that we were able to shoot on both coasts, and I don't know how the hell we had the goal to do that, but we figured it out, and it was a 23-day shoot. It was a couple pickups too, but we shot, I don't know how many days, 11 days in LA and 12 in New York, and it was really intense. We were fortunate enough that we were only shooting on weekends in LA.
Wow, that's so lucky too for if you have jobs.
We had to. Yeah, we had to.
Yeah.
Our director was on Fast 9 at the time.
Wow.
We could say that now.
Yeah.
It was crazy. But
oh gosh, that's so cool. So aside from the lead, just out of curiosity, what was the casting process like? Or actually, no, including the lead. Like, how did you do like on breakdowns and have auditions, and then were you part of that process?
Yeah, there was no part of the film I didn't touch.
Okay.
But I mean, we were so indie, like we didn't have everything was first time, so we didn't exactly have a casting director. But between myself and the director, we were able to partner with a lot of talented actors through different services that they applied to be in the film. Some of the actors that we found through other people. Sometimes people reached out to us, and some of it was difficult. Some of it wasn't. Like when we were in New York shooting 12 days straight, pretty much, like we were like the extras and all the say day players, we were finding them days before. Like it was pretty intense. But
it's crazy. You don't think of like, I mean, I wasn't even there's like so many moving parts that you have to securing the locations. Weather also maybe in New York.
We shot during the winter in New York. Actually, now what's today's? We were done at this point, but it was 2 years ago. Like now,
like this time of year.
Yeah, we would have just finished. We finished on December 14th.
Okay. Oh wow.
2020.
Yeah, it's freezing. Yeah. Okay, that's so cool. So like watching, just out of curiosity, like when you watch on the other side for auditions, what do you I don't know, like what stands out to you about certain people when they're cast, or like if you can speak to that, like is it just instinct? Is it just like they're right for that thing at that time?
Well, what's it called? It was pretty much we had certain things that we were looking for, but it was more so like say the director was like say what his creative thing say, and there were times where I would say no. But I wasn't. It was more so the director.
So was it? Yeah,
it wasn't me. Director. Yeah, I let his creative juices flow.
No, that makes sense.
That's my job. My job is to make sure all the artists are happy and let the artists be artists. But ultimately, like if there's something that I was uncomfortable with, I was very vocal about it and make sure that certain things that I didn't want to happen did not happen.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. And in this film, the director is the same person as the writer. Correct.
Yeah. We had two writers, Anthony Calley, who was the director, and his co-writer Brandon Barnett.
Oh, okay. Awesome. So then, co-writers, and then one of them also directed it.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay. So amazing. That's so like, it's really amazing. And it's so recent too. Like it's not like so long. Like it sounds like the whole thing came together pretty quickly, given everything, Yeah.
All luck now. I always say, like when people ask me questions about it, thank God for my naivety. And like how much like if I knew what it would actually have took to go into it, I probably wouldn't have done it. And I'm fortunate that I did, and it just I don't know, it's paying off. I mean, it might take a while to pay off for real, but I'm
no, but that's definitely, and also like the fact that that's your first feature like producing. That's like incredible, and it was made and it's already, and it's streaming. Tell everyone where it's streaming so they can watch it.
It's on Amazon, Vudu, a couple other like Google and what is it on? It's around. Yeah, but
Okay, awesome.
I'm sending most people to Amazon. But
Okay, perfect. So Amazon, and then if you actually Google it, you'll see all of the streaming
yeah,
platforms as well.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay, awesome.
yeah. We're
So
online everywhere. We're on Rotten Tomatoes and Letterboxd and
yeah,
everywhere. Getting our reviews in.
cool. Oh, and also, did you ever do or consider like doing the film festival circuit for this?
We did. That's a good question. Yeah, we did. We did a lot of we were in a lot of festivals actually, like throughout the country. We had a big like I guess party or like screening in New York back in June. We were at the Manhattan Film Festival. We had over I don't know however many seats they had there. We filled up. But it was like over 150 people like in the room, like just watching the film. It was pretty cool. And a lot of people were local, like friends and family. So we were pretty proud of that. Threw a nice party after at a local bar over there. Yeah. we did good. But yeah, I don't know how many we made. Like I probably should, but it was a lot.
Yeah, that's amazing. On both coasts?
Yeah. I mean, some in the middle too, but we really only went to the ones in New York and LA.
Okay. Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah.
It's really amazing. So only after it's gone through the festival circuit can you put it streaming online, right?
No, there's no rhyme or reason. There's certain festivals that like they want to be the ones that screen it first. You don't submit to other places. We want to be the one. Like it depends on the like I guess level of the festival and stuff like that.
Right. Okay.
And I mean, if you could get it streaming, if you have a distribution deal already lined up, I mean, you do what's best for you and the project.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, that's so like well, congrats on all of that. That's really amazing.
Thank you.
Are you working? Are there any other films that you have in the horizon yet?
Yeah, we're working on a couple that I'm pretty excited about. Building a team around one or two on the personal side, and then I'm also with the production company that I work at, Bohemian Group Originals. We're working on some bigger projects that hopefully there's some articles out there on Deadline about what we've been working on, but I'm hoping, we have a bunch of options that we're really proud of and excited to push forward with.
Awesome. Okay, that's so cool. Okay, so talking a bit about your day-to-day as a manager, what does that look like? How do you pitch your clients and what type of clients do you represent?
I like to always say a majority of my clients are multifaceted. Like I don't like necessarily if I'm looking for clients, which usually it's a mix of like me looking / clients coming my way. I look for people who do a plethora of things. That's my personality, so I find it exciting when people are, very ambitious. People who write and act, or people who are a comedian and an actor or whatever. But I work with some influencers, so everything across the board. And when pitching them, every person's different. It really depends on the scenario. It depends on where they're at in their career development wise, and every scenario is different.
Yeah, for sure. So in general, you guys use breakdowns and you like see the projects. Okay. And then do you pitch usually like via email or phone calls, or depends?
Yeah, it depends on my relationship with offices.
Right. Okay, that makes sense.
And the company's relationships,
Yeah.
I'm relatively new, so I'm building a lot of relationships as we speak. But I mean, all different ways. It really depends.
Yeah, that's so cool. And then what advice do you have for someone who wants to get into management? Like what makes a great manager? Where should they start? What could they do?
That's a good question. Well, obviously, like being around other managers, like the same thing with anything that you want to do, be around people who are doing what you want to do, and ask questions, meet people that are doing what you want to be doing. Maybe it's not for you because it is a tough gig, and it might not be for everyone. But for people who are interested in that, find what you want to manage, and that can always change as well. As long as there's certain types of people that are fit for it, and there's certain people who aren't. It's an interesting game. It's fun.
Yeah. And like based on my experience, there's like all types out there that exist. You know what I mean?
Course.
Like, yeah, of course. But it's like, I don't know. It's a funny thing. Like I found that specifically with managers, I guess, where just such a spectrum.
Yeah. I mean, it's representing all different walks of life, and you're gonna find some crazies around there. You're gonna find some really good people,
like amazing, for sure.
I mean, ultimately the reps are, they have the best interest in mind for the client. Might have a couple knuckleheads out there, but that's an any industry.
Sure. I think they all have the best interests of the client for sure. Okay, cool. And then how about I bet you hear this all the time, but for actors like looking to get represented, or they are represented, but maybe they're not, like, I don't know, they're not like completely satisfied, or like, because actors can be doing a lot for themselves, right? So speak about like both of those, however you feel about it. Like, like what can actors be doing from day one, like in building relationships, like creating those connections for certain projects with producers. Anything you want to say about that?
Yeah, I guess, one thing that I always start out with is like, make sure that your assets are all lined up properly.
Yeah.
Like your website, your pictures, your this, your that, everything in between, like, your EPK, what have you. Because if the first thing that a potential manager or rep is looking at is not good, they are not going to want to work with you.
Right. Exactly. That makes sense.
That's completely. Like, first thing next, unfortunately, that's, it's a cold world.
And also, because I mean, of course, because the rep has to really think you, like really believe in you, like in a genuine way. And B, it's also the first things that the rep sees are also the first things that casting sees, producers see. So that matters. That's good advice though, for sure. Like make sure you have everything in line. What do you think of a website? Like, do you think actors should have their own website?
I don't think it's a necessity, but I think it does help. I look when it's sent.
Yeah. Like when someone has a website that they've created instead of like their IMDb link or something, you'll look at their website. Okay.
It's definitely a resource. It's a good resource. It's like, it's available and out there. If you have to spend, $150, $250 to have it made, I think it's worth the investment. It's not necessary, but anything that levels you up more than the next person,
definitely,
you should take advantage.
And also anything that, also it's nice because you can create how you're being depicted. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
It's like you're creating that. And so you can infuse your personality, I suppose, with your website. Yeah.
And anything that you can control, you should try your best to control. Because that's you're in the driver's seat of how something like that looks.
Yeah.
People are
great advice.
Yeah. People are going to make their own judgments no matter what. So if you could try and control a little bit of it before they meet you, that's what we can do.
Yeah. I've definitely had that thought, like even just like planning, like simply even just like your goals, or like this is what, like my new strategy, like this is what I'm going to do. And then like you'll realize sometimes, and then I'll like I've had this realization exactly what you just said. It's like, okay, wait, but how many of these can I control? And then it's like, no, okay, wait, I just have to do the things I can control, because otherwise it's like, I haven't done this yet, and it's like, well, that's not in your control, so like what are you going to do about it? That's really good.
It's true. There's a lot of things I wish I could be doing, but there's certain things like I'm not there yet. So
it's timing. It will for sure. It'll everything. Yeah. When Yeah, when it's ready, it gets like lined up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just keep working hard with what's in front of you, and
Yeah.
you're creating the path day by day. And I even a couple of years ago, I didn't think I'd be doing any of this stuff,
Yeah,
but
which
I'm
is so
happy I
amazing. I
am.
love to think that, because then
Mhm.
also it's a good reminder looking, like if you're ever worried about the future or anything, well, it's like you can think, well, 2 years, I didn't even know I'd be here, right? So
True.
where like I can only imagine what is coming that I don't even know about, which is
Exactly. Yeah.
amazing. Yeah, that's cool. You mentioned actors who are also writers.
Hmm.
I write a lot of material as well, but I'm just like, what do you recommend in terms of getting the content made? Because I don't know, like I've written a feature, I've written different things, and I have drafts, and then it's like that next step. You've done it obviously, like with your feature as a producer, but what do you recommend as an actor when you've written yourself in it?
Um, I mean, there's a lot. I wouldn't go by me with the feature. Like that was like a
Yeah.
luck project, but like
Okay.
I swear. But
Yeah.
but in general, what I do recommend to people, and like people have done, I've been a part of scenarios like this.
Yeah.
Create short films based on the feature.
Uh,
You know,
yeah. I've heard this
you don't
before.
have to go the festival route, but you could use it as a
Uh-huh.
proof of concept. I mean, make sure even your assets for that are lined up. You have a
Yeah.
four-page synopsis. Do you have your pitch deck? Do you have, who you think would be good playing those roles? Just
Yeah.
every question that you think needs to be answered, be prepared to answer. And
Yeah.
same thing. Just I don't know, having all the assets prepared goes a long way. And
Yeah.
just speak about it, because
Yeah.
nobody's going to know that you're doing this if you're not speaking about it. Like I know,
That's a
I'm going to
great,
think
yeah.
Jenna's also a writer.
Yeah. That's actually so interesting because just to say speak about it. Because I know like at one point I like when I was working on this feature that I was writing, it was like based in high school, mental health, like had a lot of those
Nice.
things. But I remember just when I was like in the thick of writing that and like rewriting that, so many like that came up so much, like where like you actually like don't realize why you're doing something. Like I had so many interesting conversations with
Yeah,
people just because it was relevant and it was like it was always in my head every day anyway, you know what I mean? So
yeah,
it
nice.
just like came up. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I mean, if people want to help too, like if you speak about these things, there's like,
Yeah.
oh wait, my uncle also does that. My sister's boyfriend's involved with that.
Yeah.
Whatever, what have you. So it always, by speaking about things, you're open about what your intentions are, and
Right.
people want to hop on board. A lot of people don't
Yeah.
have the audacity to start something. So there's a lot of people who
Uh-huh.
might be interested to engage in Jenna's work, like just
Mhm.
because it's happening.
Yeah. Yeah,
And
I love that. And then I love also that you said, like if you've written a feature, like shoot, like, cause that's something you can shoot, but shoot the short, like shoot them a piece of it,
it
Yeah.
doesn't even have to be like at this stage, like it doesn't even have to be like crazy high quality. It's
Yeah.
better if it is, but ultimately
Yeah.
just
Like, yeah.
getting something there.
Hmm. Yeah.
It's more about
Yeah.
you. Like I would say it's more about selling you at that point.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting. Yeah.
Yeah.
And like just shooting something as like the baseline, like getting it from page to something you can
Yeah.
watch, right? Yeah.
And maybe you
Okay.
learn that you don't like, maybe that's not even the right scene. Like, I don't know. Like by
Yeah.
doing,
Yeah.
the more you do, you realize how
You
to,
learn from everything.
yeah.
Exactly. Okay. And then in terms of getting a crew together, I'm sure, I mean, yeah, just like people, whatever you can like do
Yeah.
to get
I
it
mean,
together.
everyone
Yeah.
wants to do favors too, for the most part at
Yeah.
this stage, especially to help Jenna advance,
Yeah.
enough people. You're a go-getter, you'd be able to get it done quickly.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you.
Um,
Yeah. So I love writing. So I'm just like, but yeah, I'll sometimes like write it, like rewrite, and like have it all, and then I'll like put it away, and then it's like that next step, But I like what you've said. It's like it's helpful for
yeah, of
sure.
course. I mean, yeah, I'm here for advice anytime too. Let me know.
Awesome. So your day to day as a manager, do you have any like unique stories or anything you'd want to share? Like anything crazy, like something really exciting that happened or like unexpected or something you learned from, or just like what is your day to day? Whatever
I mean, like the fun part about being a manager is that like every day is kind of different.
Right.
And, like different clients have really different issues. Like, and there's a lot to learn really fast. And even not just with the clients, like things in the outside world that could affect everything.
Right.
Like there might be a writer's strike or something like that.
Yeah, or look at COVID.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, that's the real one.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, it affects everything.
Everything.
And I became a manager during COVID. So like,
which is really incredible.
So yeah, there's some, every day's different. There's, to say one story is, but
right.
Yeah, I'm happy to be doing it. I've learned a lot. I've met a lot of people. That's what, like, even like you're doing this show, it's so great to just get out there and meet people.
Yeah, just have conversation. I've loved it because there's such interesting. I especially love it because everyone in this industry has a completely different path. So like there's infinite things to talk about. Like there's infinite ways, you know what I mean? Which also makes you think, it also gives you an awareness of when you're thinking like, I have to do A, B, C, then this has to happen and this has to happen. And it's like, there's no way, like there's literally no way. So you have to follow your instincts and you have to just do whatever you think. And you don't need anyone's approval, and you don't need to learn a way because there isn't a way, truly, Yeah, which is very cool. And it's like, other industries, obviously, there's a lot of professions that are more linear, and it's like you go to school, you do this, you do this, you do that, you do this, you know.
It's not
and
that.
it's not that at all, which makes it so fascinating, and also infinite, because which is really cool. It's amazing.
Yeah, the infinite stuff. There's no limit to the directions that this could be taken. Like even if you have your feature, who knows? It could be a limited series. It could be a series like it becomes IP and someone buys the IP. Like there's just, sky's the limit. Not just one little minute sector of what you're even trying to do.
Right.
So
exactly.
that, there's so many avenues and different potential directions so
it's important to always remember to, like, as much planning and as much like stuff you're doing, to always also leave room for fate, like to leave room for like going with the things, like not shutting anything out because you don't think it's like it, like, oh no, that's not, like sometimes those weird things. Yeah. I mean, like it's so interesting because your story is, you had no idea where you'd be today, like a little bit ago. Right. So I love that. It's such a cool, it's amazing. Yeah. Which is good. That's the best that's the best, mentality. Like none of us know anything. Right.
Behind them now.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, I'm gonna ask you a few random things.
Here we go.
What is your horoscope sign, and does that mean anything to you?
It's Capricorn, so my birthday's coming up soon. I think it's about to be any day that's changing to that. It might have already, I don't even know. But today's December 22nd. But does it mean anything to me? No, but it means a lot to other people. So I guess it means something to me. Like I know that anyone who tells me, like people guess that I'm a Capricorn, and
wow.
I don't know, but it's cool. But I get it.
Yeah, that's funny. That's true.
What about you?
I'm a Taurus, but I'm like on the cusp of Taurus and what's before an Aries, maybe.
I have no idea.
Yeah. What is your birthday?
111, January 11th.
Wow. Oh, January 11th. Yes. Oh, that's a beautiful date. It's all lined. That's like a lined up.
Wow.
That's cool.
Yeah, thank
Yeah, awesome. Do you use emojis, and what are your most used emojis?
you. Let me look. No, I don't. The
A lot of
short
people
answer
do
is
that. They're
no.
like, let me see.
Yeah, no, the short answer is no, that I don't use a lot of
Oh,
emojis.
you're not an emoji person.
No, but the heart, the boom thing, like there's like a
Oh, yeah.
firework type of thing.
Yeah, yeah.
The champagne bottle, the muscle,
Oh, good. Yeah.
and a palm tree, big palm tree.
Oh, palm tree.
Palm tree is
Okay.
my response to everything.
Oh,
That's it.
that's so funny. That's actually a very unique one. I don't know how many people would say the palm tree. That's funny. It's like a very California depiction, I guess.
I love palm trees. Like
me
in the morning,
too.
see palm
So
trees,
pretty.
can't beat it.
Yeah, that's so cool. And then this podcast is called Behind the Now. So how do you be the now?
That's a great one. I guess literally being present. I not to
Right.
be, but I think that I'm pretty fortunate that like I'm a pretty decent conversationalist and I'm extremely curious. So like even with you, when we first spoke, I drilled you with like 100 questions. Like I was interviewing you when we were on the phone, but I think my curiosity helps me be in the now.
I love that.
And that never ends. So, there's always something to learn and there's always something to gain. And, the intention, the long-term intention with all that is, to help.
Right.
So
I love that. That's such a great, that's such a great answer. Like specifically the word curiosity.
Yeah.
You don't hear that a lot, but you're right. Like curiosity is tied to being present, because if you're curious about something, that's where you are, It's like, it's really amazing. I love that. I've never heard that before. Yeah.
All for first.
Well, thank you so much for doing this. I really appreciate it. And you're so, this has been great. I love learning about your pathway and just your mindset is so amazing. So thank you so much.
I appreciate it a lot. Thank you.